And that's a chaotic game of football, and coaches don't normally like chaos, really.
It's a sore one, it's a painful one. We started the game really well, and as the season's been going, we lose Romero after 20 minutes, and that disrupts us a little bit. The second half was a bit of a ding-dong, especially at the start. And I thought both penalties were poor decisions by us. We just had to maintain some discipline in those areas because we were always a threat the other way. And I guess in the end, the critical moments got us.
Even first half, we were in control of the game. And then when you concede 2 goals like we concede, it's not easy. But the reaction from the players and mentally strong, we continue with the plan on the ball and off the ball. I think at the end, we deserve to win the game.
We knew we would catch them if we broke the lines and beat their press. So the gaffer always told us in training just to stay wide, especially the wingers, to create the 1v1s and the overlaps for 2v1. So I'm just happy that we got the 4 goals today and the 3 points.
Where are the boots that Marc Cucurella was wearing for the first 15 minutes of the game? Are they in the bin somewhere?
I think after this game for sure they're going in the bin. We didn't really think of anything of it when he slipped, so because we know how great he is as a player, so it's okay.
Well, we'll deal with these boots first of all, I suppose, because there was some comeback from Chelsea, but they got themselves in a right mess in the first 10 or 15 minutes, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. It was all of their own doing, as we're about to see now from the VT. As a player, you go out, an hour and a half before? You go have a little walk around, you test it out, and then you go do the 40-minute warm-up and you think, right, I know what I'm doing here. But Spurs started really well, as Andrew would like them to do, getting up the pitch. You can see everyone pressing. It goes to Cucurella, one of his first touches, problem straight away. You can see everyone's trying to run back, but from Solanke's point of view, really good movement, starts away and then gets in front. I'm not too sure about the goalkeeper in that situation, let your defenders deal with it. But again, as you can see, Spurs started well, Kulusevski started the press, Solanke going, and again it goes out to our mate Cucurella. He gets it moving. As it drops to him, you just think, right, just be safe. And again, he's when you're going to do it bad, do it really bad. And he's done it not once but twice. But this shouldn't take away from a really good goal from Kulusevski. Straight through the defender's legs through. And then look, this is the bit I love. It's obviously the kit man's fault that he wore his own boots and had a little change. But
the one thing we noticed here
they changed from studs to studs.
So they aren't blades or mouldies or whatever. They are studs to studs.
Yeah. But that's the show for everybody else.
Because he sort of lost his footing on the side, didn't he?
Yeah, it was poor balance as opposed to the grass giving way or the turf giving way. Look, we've all been there when we're looking for excuses. And when you have a really bad start like he did, go from really small studs to really big studs is clearly what changed it for him.
Yeah. I mean, if this is a terrible show, I'm blaming you for it, obviously. From Chelsea's point of view, so they get themselves back into it, but they dominated the midfield area.
Yeah, I think Enzo Maresca was really clever in the way that he set up. So out of possession, he put Caicedo at right back, and in possession, he would still push into centre midfield. And what that created was an overload in Chelsea's favour. So we can see Caicedo's position there, and we can see Bissouma on Palmer, just there, occupied. But now, on the other side of Bissouma, Enzo's got acres of space to drive at the Tottenham back line. This chance comes to nothing. But it started off early in the game. Here we can see Bissouma on the other side of the pitch. Now Lavia's got loads of space. If you keep your eye on Cole Palmer, this little bit of movement in behind Sarr created all that space. Now he's driving at the Spurs back line. As a centre-back, that's a nightmare when your midfielder, when the opposite midfielder just driving out. You can't do nothing about it. You can't step out. You just got to hope for the best at that point. Now, if you keep your eye on Cole Palmer, a really clever little bit of movement just off the back of Sons. Calm, patient build-up from Chelsea, waiting for the right time. Ange wants his team, like Troy said, to press. They're all front-footed. They want to press this ball, but unbelievable vision and pass from Lavia. And again, Palmer's in that pocket of space, early release, and if that's a better touch from Jackson, it's probably a goal. So now Tottenham are thinking, okay, they've got him behind the midfield a few times. We're going to drop off. Now we're going to try and protect our centre-backs a little bit more. And now Lavia's got acres of space and he can still play the through pass anyway, so they're neither here nor there. Now Palmer's on the ball. They can get it wide to Enzo. Okay, they defend that one. Big problems. Wasn't solved. A little bit of really clever footwork from Enzo and Sancho. Look at the space that Sancho's got when he collects this ball back. He's got a number of passes. Caicedo, little Megs, that's lovely. Now they're brimming with confidence. Keep your eye on Palmer, like every good midfielder should do. He's checking his surroundings. He scans once, he scans twice. He doesn't want to move too soon, but Van der Ven does not want to get pulled out into that channel too early. As a centre-back, I know what it's like. You don't want to be out there. If you just look at Tottenham's numbers, they've got good numbers now in good positions, but they're not really picking up the right places. Again, great skill from Palmer, taking nothing away from that, and a great finish. Pedro Porro made himself smaller instead of bigger. And I just think that Ange didn't adjust all
I was going to say, did therefore, I mean, this is the age-old debate, isn't it? But did Tottenham need to tweak in-game to cover some of those spaces?
100%, because we spotted it early, Troy, didn't we? And I know Ange doesn't like to change. He likes to try and impose his way of playing on the game. But when you can see it clearly, Caicedo's in midfield, it's a 4v3, and two of your midfielders are Sarr and Kulusevski, who like to push on. Basuma couldn't cover both sides of the midfield.
And for all the debate is Tottenham's philosophy, Postecoglou's way of playing, does he ever adapt? That's fine, isn't it? That's one part of it. But sometimes, as a manager, your players have got to help you out a little bit.
Absolutely, and this is my point for it. Again, managers always get sacked and get blamed because that's how the game is. But you're about to see some really obvious mistakes here that are players-driven, nobody else's. So he's looking at this now. It's Sanchez. He's not great with the ball, as we know, gives it away. But these are massive moments for Spurs. Look, Son with a lovely ball into Solanke. He's got to do better with that. Got to sort his feet out. For the price they paid, you'd expect him to score that. And this is the one. This at 2-1. Look, everybody stops. Neto goes the other way. Son is 1v1, and no point in this moment did I think you're going to score. I thought maybe you should slide it across to Werner. Definitely have to hit the target, but these are huge moments. And this is when they're up, and your manager can't account for that. And he certainly can't account for this. Everyone in the crowd was like, stay on your feet. You could see it a mile away. Stay on your feet, stay on your feet, stay on your feet. Dives in. Blatant penalty. Nobody says anything. At this point, again, it's 3-2. You're still in the game. And Chelsea are now between, do we go for it or do we keep the ball? Palmer's got away from goal. But look at that. That's reckless. No one, and the biggest argument of contention for everyone is, no one even complains.
No, on either penalty.
No one,
on either penalty.
And then you need calm, cool heads. And this fella's just got it in abundance. Look at that. It's just lovely. It's wonderful to watch him play. But for Spurs, you need to be a lot calmer in those big moments and finish the game off.
They are definitely in the title race, aren't they?
Chelsea, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think, for me personally, I think the goalkeeper and the striker will be the reason they don't get over the line. But from where they was at the start of the season to now is miles ahead.
No, I agree, definitely. I think
they had £250,000 worth on the bench today, which shows the options they have.
If you looked at the two benches today, that's a big indicator on where the two teams are. But Chelsea are legitimate. I think I agree with you. Maybe the goalkeeper, but I think they're as good as most other teams now chasing Liverpool.